Hey guys, Richard from the Poke Family here again. Just in time, once again. Let's get in here. Oh my gosh, I don't really have a raid team set up for this boss because I haven't done any yet. Let's see. Let's use... I've got my champs. Let's use my champs. Oops. There we go. Oh, I have got a raid team set up. There we go. Oh my gosh. It's not that many people turned up for this. To be honest, I'm actually really surprised given this raid boss is so good, but we're not going to call it a split in our community. It's becoming more disparate. We've got Ingress players putting gyms all over the place, which means some of the more outlying areas are getting more and more gyms. So the community is like raiding in their local area rather than coming central to do it. But I still think that this area is the best area to raid in my local area. The gyms are fairly close together. We all know the route because we've done it many times. I think it's still the best. There's not that many. I don't see Amanda in. I'm going to go and talk to her. Are you in the raids? "20 seconds. There we go. She's in. Let's do it. There's not that many of us. So let's hope that we can get a few of these down. Get me a good IV.
Hi, Rich.
Hiya, Joe. You alright?
I'm good.
It's a pretty cool looking Pokemon though. I think that the design for this, I think pretty much the design for Gen 4 were pretty solid. There's lots in Gen 5 that I think is pretty solid. I think Gen 5 is not one of my favourites, but it is pretty cool. Design wise, art style wise, it's okay. I can see that these raid bosses, we're not going to get through that many today with all this few an amount of people. But quite a lot of us that are doing it, that are here, are on best friend status, so we'll get the damage bonuses from that. I understand that I could have probably chosen better counters depending on moveset, but overall my champ's probably the best choice. It's a dark type. The combination of counter and dynamic punch, the age-old combination, is a great combination for this boss. Super effective damage all the way. I mean, we're way ahead of the timer. It's definitely going to go down. It's just, I was hoping that there was going to be a larger group of people here. Maybe this is going to be, at least for our community, another floaty Giratina. The origin form Giratina went by last time with very few people raiding it, and it actually took. I've used lucky trades to get good versions of that Pokemon because there just wasn't enough raids going on. And I'm hoping that I won't have to do that this time around. Although it is more Stardust efficient to have lucky trades, but it just means that I can't use it for something else that's a bit more interesting. I don't know. What my number right now? 2136. I doubt we're going to see foggy weather, so I haven't even written the other one down. 2136 is what we're looking for. Let's have a look. All my Pokemon have fainted apparently. 9 rare candy, 6 rare candy, a charge TM, 17 balls. Let's have a look at the number. Ooh, 21-24. That's not a bad start. It's a raid hour, so straight to the golden raspberries. Oh, it's a left and a right floater, is it? That sucks. I don't like those. Let's... Oh, thought that was going to be a decent throw then. Oh, that without a shake. Remember guys, this is the first one that I've raided, so you see my first attempts on this boss, throwing balls at it. There we go, a great throw. So it was going in. Oh, I thought that was a great throw. On the left, when they're a left to right boss, I'm usually okay, but on the right, not so much. Let's set it to great throws if it's moving from left to right. We're going to try and catch this one while I'm heading over towards the next raid boss. There we go, there's an attack. Great throw, come on. Stay in this time. Stay in. No. Great throw. I read the Pokemon Go Hub background article for this Pokemon, and I really quite enjoyed reading that. It was really quite good. The fact that it inflicts nightmares on people, but it doesn't actually mean to do that. I think that's pretty interesting as far as like lore is concerned. Thought that was going in then. 10 balls left. Need to be a little bit more. There we go. Excellent throw. A little bit more patient, a little bit more careful. Not a catch. 9 balls. And stick with the great throws at the moment. Come on, Darkrai. Gotta go in. Gotta go in. I need your Pokédex entry for one. Can't get the great throws when it's over on the left. No, let's... I knew I'd miss. Oh no, I got it. Not a good throw, but I got it in. Yay! Worth the shot, worth the shot. In it goes. You get to see the Pokédex entry, guys. For Darkrai. Let's have a look at this. 96%, only with 14 attack, but 96%. That's a good start. Right, let's shiny check this. Not a shiny. Hopefully, this raid here has not been started yet. See a bunch of people waiting. 5, let's do it. Let's use some max revives on these Machamps. And we're ready to go. $11 people. Maybe people just didn't go to the first raid. It's unusual. Maybe they didn't. Okay, 15 seconds. we're right next to the town hall in our town, and there's a security guard stood at a window looking out at the group of people. I think Pokemon Go really confounds like people who don't play it. They can just be people stood in a big circle chatting, staring at their phones. It's really quite a spectacle for people who don't play it. They're like, what's going on? Almost like a flash mob type effect. People just watch. At least where we live, in this town, in our area, people just stand and watch and are like, what's going on? And we're like, we play Pokemon Go. We're like, is that still a thing? And we're like, yeah, it's a better thing than it used to be. It's like really good thing. Yeah, this is going down a bit better, this one. I have one Machamp that I bought an extra mover with to give rock throw to if I was taking gyms down. I might do another one, but I'm a bit wary with Gen 5 being here. It won't be too long before Conkeldurr is here, and you know, knowing my luck, I'll spend the dust and the candies and I'll be like, yeah, I've got a decent Conkeldurr. Because the thought is that Conkeldurr will also be given, is it Rock Smash? I can't remember what it is, the move, as well as like Dynamic Punch, etc. Let's have a look at this CP. 2107. So not as good as last time. 3 rare candy. I like the rare candy train. 14 balls. 2107. Straight on with the golden raspberries. We're on a raid hour, guys. What a terrible throw. What a terrible throw. Better. Excellent. Thought I was going to get it with the first ball that I hit it with. It's in the middle, so let's set it to an excellent. Down to the side. Well, I hit it. Wasn't a good throw, but I hit it. Worked last time. Not this time, though. There we go. Great throw when it's off to the left. That's acceptable. I can deal with that. I think I'm just going to stick with the great throws on this raid boss. With it being a left to right mover, these are the most difficult to catch in my opinion, when they move from left to right. I'm just going to stick with the great throws. You know, a consistent increased chance of catching it. There we go. In it goes. Hey James, how you doing? You've missed my Pokédex entry because I've not raided Darkrai yet. First one, 96% with only 14 attack. This is the second one, and we've just taken it down. Shiny check in. Let's do it. Okay. Get these things healed up.
I was just thinking that's a bit weird.
Sorry I went quiet then, guys. We're just crossing a busy road. There's a few occasions on the raid route here in Barnsley where you have to cross busy roads, and at the moment I'm carrying Benjamin, so I have to be double careful about getting across roads and stuff, which means that I concentrate fully on it. Yeah, I like this boss, James. I don't know about you. I think it's really it fills a niche, which is essentially what we're up to, given that we're, you know, Gen 5's out. We've got the whole of Gen 1, 2, 3 and or at least most of those generations to play with. Now we've got good counters for most things. We've got good examples from each kind of category. Now we're in the minutiae, the niche, and I think that this raid boss fills a niche. I'm quite happy to try and get a good one of these. Excuse me, maybe 2. As you know, I'm not going to be happy with a 14 attack choice. I did at one point power up something with 14 attack, which was a Groudon, and I kind of regret it a bit because it's been back a few times, and now with trading you've got a better opportunity. See what you said? Yeah, that's what I think. 1 or 2 good ones, and then you're kind of finished with it. Bit of a niche thing, but it looks cool. And if they upgrade it at any point and give it a strong dark type charge move, which it will be difficult to overcome the fact that it's got Shadow Ball, and Shadow Ball has always been an horrendously strong charge move, then yeah. But it is cool. Look at that boss. I mean, everybody expected this as a special research. Even after they added it, that was a bit weird. Really quite weird. After they added it into the pool for raiding, then it became, in my mind, obvious that it's going to be a raid boss, but people were still saying special research. I don't know, I kind of like that they've done Spiritomb again, and it's like a once a year thing. Even if it's a once a year thing for a shiny opportunity, that, you know, that makes those shinies like really quite rare, and that's a good thing. We need to have rarities in Pokemon Go. Yeah, I think the tier 6 thing, I think it's gonna become more prevalent. Let's have a look at these numbers. 2115. 3 rare candy. I think it's going to become more prevalent, and the reason for that is, in my opinion, Niantic are fully aware that everybody who's been playing Pokemon Go for a while has decent counters, and the edge that those decent counters give you when you're playing Pokemon Go and raiding in Pokemon Go means that raid bosses, I mean, there was a time when tier 4 raid bosses were being soloed. You know what I mean? To me, that feels quite like that shouldn't be happening. So they've I don't know, they've increased the difficulty a little bit to continue the community in Pokemon Go. And whether that's a good way of doing it, I'm not sure myself, but I can see why they've done it. That I was just about to say that. The problem is the rewards are the same, and I definitely think the Mewtwo, Psystrike Mewtwo as a reward for the worldwide community, that was harsh. Upping the difficulty of that raid boss was incredibly harsh, and I didn't agree with it. Everyone contributed, from the most casual player to the most hardcore raider in Pokemon Go. Hey, you darling. So in my opinion, they shouldn't have done that. They should have given it as a reward, left it at the right power level so everybody could have had an opportunity against it. Because I can imagine, oh, that was a terrible throw. I can imagine that, oh my gosh. I need to start fetching my gloves out again, guys. My touchscreen gloves, because that was bad. Really bad. Right, let's concentrate now. 6 balls left. Let's get this raid boss caught. I'm not going to throw on that. I was saying earlier that when these left to right raid bosses go over to the right, I find it quite difficult. What was that? Yeah, I agree. I think it does discourage them. And if Niantic intend to continue this trend, then they need to start to include more assistance in the actual Pokemon Go app. Like actually giving people hints, you know, like if you fail a Team Rocket challenge, it advises you on which Pokemon is best to counter which types of Pokemon. They need to start including more things like that, I think, because people just don't know, don't have the time, or don't really want to make the effort to figure it out. You know what I mean? And they shouldn't have to, really. I mean, Pokemon is supposed to be an inclusive thing, so... what's the 12 attack? That makes me sad. Just shiny checking these while we've got the opportunity. Go. 10 people in this raid. Wow, 50 seconds left. Best get some max revives used. But that's what I think that they should do. I think that they should how did I put it? Include more in-game hints and tips for casual players, because Pokemon Go is a community-based game where a lot of people play the game and don't have a great knowledge of the Pokemon universe, and that's great, that's okay. I accept that. I'm going to get my light out in a second after this raid and get my light out. Let's stand over here for now so you guys can see me. I'll get the light out. But yeah, increasing the difficulty. I don't know. It's on one hand I appreciate the challenge, but I suppose I swing towards the more hardcore end of Pokemon Go. I wouldn't consider myself a hardcore player. Let me go. Let me try and get. There we go. But I'm sure that quite a lot of people would see me as a hardcore player. And obviously I want the game to be inclusive. I want little kids, families, I've got a family, for example, to be able to play this game and not have to... Alright, darling. He's got his big coat on. It's getting quite cold. His big coat is wrapped up in my rookie coat. Yeah, it needs to be inclusive. It needs to not be anti-casual. I think there are a lot of like MMO style things in Pokemon Go, and one of the places where MMOs often fall over is being not inclusive enough to the casual players. Right, this boss is defeated. Let's get the camera on. Just have a look at this. Oh, that's really bad. 6 rare candy. 15 balls. Right, there's another gym right next to this one, so I'm going to machine gun throw at this one. It's poor IVs, doesn't matter if I catch it. Curveballs, golden raz, best chance possible, so I can jump straight into the next raid. Kind of, but what we have in our community is a core base of like players who've been playing Pokemon Go since 2016. That is what happens in our community. So there's always a core base there that cover each other's back, that help each other, etc. And then players come and go. And I have to be honest, I don't get to know the newer players quickly very often, and that's a shame. But it's just the fact that, like, obviously I'm on cam streaming or making videos or whatever, so I don't have opportunity to talk to people in the community as much. I mean, there's a lot of guys who I talk to who I knew before we started this thing, the Poke family, so it's a very strange environment for me to discuss, really, because I just don't know. Oh my gosh, I need to concentrate. I know I said machine gun throwing, but at the floor. What we got left? 4 balls. Okay, sweetheart. Big boy. Not a catch. Not a catch. Come on. It's not often that we have a runner on the stream, guys. 2 balls left. But I am literally machine gun throwing and not really aiming or anything. In it goes. In it goes. On to this one. Oh, 19, get in. Need to be in this one. Let's get these healed up, ready? And off we go. So, I guess that does happen. And I think there's always a winter slump in Pokemon Go in our community, definitely. And I wouldn't like to assume that happens worldwide. We live in I would, at least Pokemon Go perceives it to be a cold northern environment. We have Swinub storms in our biomes rather than Houndour spawns. Like when there's no events on, Swinub spawns like all over the place all the time, which indicates that it's a cold northern environment. So in summer, it's quite warm and pleasant. In winter, it's not super freezing cold. Like, we're not into stupid minus numbers, but we are cold. I mean, I'm feeling it now. And we're not in winter yet. We're only towards the end of October, which is still autumn. I mean, I've got my baby wrapped up. He's got 4 layers on underneath his coat. He's got his hood up. He's in the sling. He's got my coat around him. It's not exactly warm. Players drop off when it gets cold. They just don't come out and play. You might see them a little bit, you know, in the middle of the day on a Saturday when it's quite warm in their cars. They might pop out and do a raid or two, but you won't see them like hunting at midnight anymore. Hanging out at trips, which is our Pokemon Go mecca, where all the Pokemon Go players, you won't see that. They just don't do it. It just doesn't happen. Oh, sweetheart. Are you talking to me, darling? Big boy. He's practicing his vocalizations a lot lately. He's talking to us. He's developed some pretty unique sounds that sound very much like words, and a few people have said he's saying things. Like, he's only 4 months, I would say more towards 5 months old, but he shouts me, he calls me daddy, but it sounds more like I did, like that. And he asks for milk from his mum in a specific way. He's practicing his talking. It really is. Right. Okay, sweetheart. Daddy's here, don't worry. Let's have a look at these numbers. Move my light across a bit. 2085. Oh my gosh, guys, it gets worse. It gets worse. The numbers are going down. Rare candies from every raid so far, though. I like that. I like that a lot. A great throw. We didn't see that much on the last raid boss. We'll perhaps see how this raid boss. In it goes, first ball. That would have been more appreciated on the last. Maybe I should calm down and be less eager. But there we have it. Any shiny checks? Not a shiny. Right, let's head over to the next raid, which is this way. Healing.
You know, you've got that 4 Kelly profit. But I said it was more worth it. Yeah, we're not crazy. Yeah, it is strange.
Right. Chronicle next. And then I did actually think today that there was going to be a few raids missing on our way into town. It looked like there's going to be a few raids missing. Okay, sweetheart. Okay. Come on, darling, I've got you. I did actually think that there were going to be some raids missing. You okay, darling? You might be starting to get upset. I might have to put him in the car. Okay, sweetheart. Yeah, he's getting upset. When his mum arrives at the next gym, I'll put him in the car. He normally prefers to come around with me. Oh no, sweetheart. I know, I'm sorry. Come on, we'll get to the next gym. We'll get to the next gym and Mummy will be there. She's driving the car around right now. And I'll put you in the car with Mummy. Alright. Such a big boy. Shinies? Yes. I got a shiny Eevee with flower crowns. With a flower crown in London because they were spawning around the Pokemon Centre, and a shiny Shuppet in London, but the Shuppet I didn't need. It's not new. Oops, I've changed that team by accident. There we go. Right then, where's our car? So post this raid, guys, I will be pausing for a second. If I'm hoping Amanda's coming to this gym because Benjamin's quite upset. Like I said, he prefers to come around with me usually. But I don't see her. She might have just moved on to the next gym straight away. She does that sometimes. You're okay, darling. Daddy's here. Daddy's here. Daddy's here. I've got you. But yeah, guys, Darkrai, good boss. Get out there, do a few. That's what I think. As far as the tier 6 thing, I think, like most things that Niantic introduce, it requires a bit more work. But let's be honest, they are the innovators of this field of gaming. So, oh no, darling. He's not actually that upset. He's not crying. He's just moaning a little bit. But I need to get him in the car. That's for sure. Good boy. Good boy. Like I said, I was hoping that Amanda was going to be at this gym, but I think she does skip gyms because she prefers to do it in the car rather than walking. Because she's got back issues basically, which means that sometimes she'll just make the tactical choice of missing a gym. The driving one-way system here in town means it's difficult to keep up with the walking route, which is why there are so many walkers doing it. Okay, sweetheart, I know. He's not cold because I can feel him, he's hot. What's that? Guess what? What's that? What's that, Amanda? I've just been telling the guys that I need to fetch Benjamin to the car because he's upset. Oh. Where are you? Three rare candies. 15 balls. Where did it die, Amanda? I'll walk back that way. Maybe I'll have to end the stream a bit early today, guys. I'm sorry about that. We've got car troubles outside the town hall, okay. So I'm going to catch this, critical catch. Catch this Pokemon, and then I'm going to have to end the stream. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Thank you guys for watching.